As a young kid, I was moving around a lot, different cities, and it was hard for me to make friends, and I believe that maybe I felt like it was easier to make friends with the bad kids or try to fit in with the cool kids. I remember being in 4th grade and we had just moved to a new city. One of the boys in my class was smoking cigarettes, so I just started smoking cigarettes when I was 10 years old, and it just escalated from there. When I got into middle school, that's when things started to really take off. I was introduced to ecstasy and weed and methamphetamine. I first came to ADAP when I was 15 years old, and I was getting into a lot of trouble at home. I was getting affiliated, I was using a lot of drugs, and I wasn't really getting anywhere with my life. So my mom thought it would be a great idea to bring me to ADAP.
When Jen first came to ADAP, she was like many of the youth that come into OA. She had this wall up, and I think the wall is a wall of toughness. And I think that wall was to hide some of the self-confidence that she was lacking.
She was kind of gangsterish. She lacked confidence in herself, and she wanted to be accepted by other people.
OA is a long-term residential treatment facility for youth.
When someone enters a program like OA, things don't always turn out the way you plan. For Jen, there were some hard times, and she got in some trouble in college.
There was a lot of temptations out there. I still was attracted to that lifestyle, and there was a lot of drinking, alcohol, different types of drugs, and it was more easier to access. Through a series of bad decisions and hanging out with the wrong people, it led me to incarceration. And I think that was not my rock bottom, but definitely a turning point in my life where I realized I didn't want to live that lifestyle anymore. It wasn't going to get me anywhere, and especially what my experiences were in jail was not nice. So it was not a place I wanted to go back.
Jen was able to pick herself up after she got into trouble. And she remembered all the lessons and the wisdom that she gained at OA, and she was able to reapply those things and able to transform her life.
One thing that I try to do, and I learned here at ADAP, is to plant seeds. And I think we planted that seed in Jen's head 9 years ago. You know, it might have taken some time to grow, but it's definitely starting to blossom.
OA has taught me a lot, and I carried that with me. Even though I didn't want to apply it at certain times in my life, I still carried it with me. And after being incarcerated, after going through all the hard times, I decided to apply it then, and have been, utilizing those skills ever since, and it's really helped me become who I am today. Before I went to OA, my relationship with my mom was non-existent. There wasn't any relationship there. I hardly saw her, so that's what kind of allowed me to keep continuing on with my lifestyle, because no one was there to really check me.
When I look at Jen's relationship with her mother, back then she was not close to her. She didn't reveal any of her feelings towards her. She didn't really desire to spend time with her.
After ADAP and after graduating, I now have a very close relationship with my mother. I, live with her, and I help her out as much as I can. She's been there for me through thick and thin, so I'm very lucky to have a great support system. After graduating from OA and after finishing the program, I've accomplished more than I could have ever imagined.
I'm very inspired by her. Just the person that I knew before and the person that she is now. Just amazed.
Now when I talk to Jen, she's on the ADAP marathon team.
She's into running.
Just this past year in 2013, I finished a marathon.
She just did the Say No to Drugs run.
So she did a complete 180.
Some things I look forward to now is just being able to maybe finish some more marathons. I'm gonna have to think about that, but definitely focus on fitness, getting more healthy, and career-wise, just getting in the radio industry. I'm very fascinated with that industry and really want to get my foot in the door there. I really, really do believe people can change, and that's because I am one of those people.